And
Okay.
then, so I guess we are on. Yeah, so record mode is on now. So yeah. So let's start together. So the task is very simple, right? Oh shit. The task is very simple, right? So we have this task given to you to design a Google homepage. And like I explained to you guys that all you should see at first is that try to imagine everything in boxes. I'll be asking if you are there, if I've not lost you and all of that. So just give me a response.
Yes.
So promise, I believe you're there, right? Yomi rather, Yomi and Jamil and Kingsley. Those are the three guys I know that are online.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I am.
Okay, Stanley just joined.
Jamil is here.
Stanley, welcome. Stanley, are you there? Stanley, are you there? Welcome. Okay, it's like his audio is not currently active, so let's see if we can fix that. All right. So I was saying, kind of imagine everything in boxes, right? So if you look at this, stuff. Let me open the design. Let me quickly open something. Design. Okay. So I'm just going to open up the. What do I call it? Sign it. I'm looking for the home page itself. Okay, let me just leave that. But if can you see my mouse move, right? Can you see my mouse move?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So if you look at this page, just imagine a box that this whole page is starting with a very big box, a main container, right? That container is the very main one that is housing everything on the page. Let me just mute everybody. That's a second. Yeah, so mute. Sorry, I'm just trying to mute everybody so that I don't get, yeah. So we are on. So if you imagine everything as a big box, right? As a big box, then you'll be able to see that every project starts with a box. That's the very main container. And that one is the one that is housing everybody. Then within that first box, I wish to draw a line. I need to get this. I need to get so you can see visually. Let me just see if I can pull that up. Assignment. Where is it again? Assignment. Where did you keep it? Come on now. Oh, great. I finally found it. Thank God. All right.
So why not search for ASS?
Yeah, I've even found one
or something.
This is what I'm looking for. So if you look at this, right?
Okay.
If you look at this, it's a simple page. So I want to be able to draw lines. So imagine that there is a big box here. There's a big box. This is a first box. This first box is the main container like this. I'm drawing a box around everything. Can you see the line? Right?
Yeah, we can see it.
So this one is the main container.
Sir.
Is the main container. So you can call it the main container, housing everything. And then after that, you have another box here, which is like the second line. And then here you have another one, like that. And then finally you have another one down here. In fact, this down one is two actually. So you have one there and then you have another one.
Yes.
Yeah. So picture it like that. So these are like one main very big container. Inside that main one, you have the first row, which is this area. Let's call it row 1. That we have the Gmail images, the icon, the bell, and then the image. Then you have this second row, which is this entire area, row 2, where we have the Google logo itself and the other stuff. And then you have the row 3 somewhere down here. And then you have finally row 4. right? So these are 4 rows. So let me do the coding like that. So that's how you picture designs. Picture them in boxes, and each of the box is actually a div.
Okay.
So let me start like this. I'm going to start with my basic HTML structure. All right. So we have the head,
Yeah.
right? We have the body,
Title. Head title.
body,
Yeah.
and then you have the title in the head. All right. So I'm going to save this somewhere on my htdocs. I will just call it assignment correction. Let me just call it correction. So call it google.html. So that's the work. So this is the basic structure of HTML, right? Inside that, I said you should have the main div, which is the main box. So like I said, a box is a div. So this main one, this very first one, which is this one I labeled here, is the main box. So that means we have a central div, which is this first div I'm creating, right? Inside that div, I now have row 1 of the very first box. So that gives me row 1, which is this box here, right? So let me just delabel it. So I'm going to call this an ID. I'll call it main. And then this very first one, let me expand it a little so you can see. I'm going to call this ID is row 1. And then after row 1, I have row 2. How many of you know the difference between ID and class? Let me unmute you guys.
I do.
Yeah, tell me the difference. ID and class. Jamiu, Uche,
Okay.
welcome.
One is unique.
Yeah, go ahead, Kingsley.
Okay. I think ID is used when what you are what's it called attaching it to is unique to that particular tag. It's unique for it, but class
Okay.
can be used when you maybe intend to use it for several tags or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay, great. You got it right. So the difference between a class and an ID is that an ID, you can only have one ID, one particular ID with a particular name on a page. So you cannot reuse ID. So once you call an ID, say for example, this div is called main. You can't reuse this main for another ID. So you have to call it another name. So, but when you want to share styles across different tags, then you use a class. So a class means that when I call something a class and I style it, that class can be reused. The name of that class can be reused across different tags and to apply the style. So it's like IDs are unique. You can only apply one ID per page, and then classes can be reused across the same page or multiple pages like that. Do you understand? Everybody understand, right? Jamie, Uche, Azuna, everyone, do we understand? And then Stanley, I guess somebody is talking in Stanley's room, so if a noise is there. Yomi, do you understand also?
Yes, I do.
All right, great. So I was explaining, let me go back to the code now. So I was explaining that there's a main container, which is this main. And then inside the main, you have row 1, which is what I've labeled 1 here. And then after the row 1, you have 2, which is where we have all this. This is 2. Everything here is 2. I will just undo so that I don't mess up my line. But this is 2, right? This area is 2. And then we have the 3 down here, and then we have the 4. So I'm going to create those 4 sections. So I'll call this row 2. And then I will just copy and paste for the remaining 2. So that's row 3. And then row 4. So that's the division of this entire page. And like I said, always picture your project this way. It will make your life easy. So for example, this is a project we're working on currently. Let me see if I can pull it up. We just finished that yesterday. A couple of them anyway. But what they will usually give you is something like this. So they gave us this Adobe SD stuff. Okay, something like this. So they will send this to you. This is Ruby. I don't know if you know Ruby. Ruby is an investment platform. So they will say they want to revamp their website. So they will send a design to you like this. In probably, it could depend. You can send in Adobe SD. So this is Adobe SD, like a prototype. They will send in Adobe SD, so you can probably move around. You can click around, but it's all static images. These are all static images, right? So once they give you this, it's now your job to go and think about how this will become HTML, because these are all just normal images. Do we all understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So imagine boxes. So this is a div here. This yellow box is a div. This black box is a div. This blue box is a div, like that. And they are actually all also in a div. So all these blue, red, green boxes, they are actually in one div. Then you have to do a magic now on this kind of CSS. How many of you know Flexbox? But we'll get there maybe another time. But Flexbox is the only way you can arrange boxes like this. Else, it will not be responsive. So Flexbox will allow you to, arrange it in such a way that it will still be responsive on mobile, but it can also be kind of unequally arranged like this because it's not arranged on a straight line. So we will get to that. So, but what I'm trying to point out there is that see your work in boxes. That will make your life easy. See your work in boxes like this, the way we just drawn it. Break it down into boxes. So going back to the code, now we've broken it down into a main box, and then inside the main box we have row 1, we have row 2, we have row 3, we have row 4. So let's deal with row 1 first. So inside row 1, the only thing we have there is Gmail, images, this icon, this guy, bell, and then this image. So that's what I'm going to put inside row 1. So dealing with row 1 first, I have some people use tables. When I review some people use tables. They just broke down the table into TH and TD, TD, and then they were able to put this on one side of the table. But the easiest thing would have just been use a div, another div or a span, anyone you want to use. So you could use a div, another div, right? Inside that row 1, and then you start arranging your stuff there. So we have a small text, say for example, let me call it an H5 or H6, or I could have well just called it, let's say H4, or just a paragraph actually. Or you could even use a ULLI. Because I explained to you the other day that if you want, anytime you have set of items together like this, arranged like evenly spaced, and then they are together, usually you should use a list. The same thing applies for this Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, the same thing applies for this advertising business. That goes for this privacy terms and settings. So anytime you have a set of items like footers, so let me go back to that second project again. Say for example, if you look at the footer of this site, right? Okay, they've added this pricing section, right? Okay, so if you look at this pricing, quick links here, you see about us, partners and program, careers, blog, contact. All these things are like list of items. It's better you use ULLIs for them. It's easier like that. So let's go back to this guy. So for this Gmail and images and all that, I will just use my ULLIs. The reason why I'm using ULLIs so that it can be easy to style. If I'm too fast, you can call my attention back. If you have any question, you can also just tell me to pause and answer your question. Yeah, so I'm going to use ULLI so that I can easily style them. And then here, this is actually an icon, which we will get to. I will just put icon for now. They call it font awesome. You can use font awesome. You can use different kind of icons. You have material design. You have font awesome. But font awesome is the most widely used icon, font icon. The same thing with the next one with another icon. I'll just call it icon bell. And then this one is icon bar or something like that. And the last part is an image, which can be any of your images on your system anyway. It can be your face. So that's it. So you can. Does anybody have any questions so far? So I have a main container. I have row 1. Inside row 1, we have div that is a list of LIs. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
No questions. No, sir. All right. So I'm going to launch this and then we'll quickly style it to look like this. So before then, let me run it so that you can see. So launch in Chrome, and then we have this. So nothing special, everything is just LIs, nothing, nothing is styled because it's just BSHTML. And like I have said the other day, there are 2 ways of working. You can either, write out all the HTML skeletal work, like put in all the text, put in all the images that you need, put in everything, but it will all be looking ugly like this, and then you start styling them, or you just style them as you go. So do a small part and style a small part, do a small part and style. So I don't know, whichever works for you. There is no other fast through. So let me just style this part. So I'm going to go to my inspect, and then let's bring on those two icons. So to insert fonts, all you need to do is call font awesome. Like I said, is an icon font. Is what you use for most of these icons that you see on different sites. So you can look for the CDN version. CDN means that it's something you can easily call online. You can easily call on your system without necessarily downloading it. So I'm going to just copy the CDN link and then put it on my project. Okay, so this is Font Awesome, and then if you come here, all you need to do is to grab the link. Any of the link will be fine. So I'll just click to copy, and then when I come to my project here, go to the top in your header, then you can paste it there. So that's the link. So once you have this link, you can easily now call icon. So let me show you all the icons so that you know their names. So let's just go back to their sites. Let's see the icons, not see them now. Let's see the icons so that you can see, we have an idea of what they look like. I hope everybody is still there. Promise, Kingsley, Yomi, Azuna Uche.
Yes, I am.
Jami is there, right? And then we have Ade or Ade.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, great. All right. So, moving on.
Adek Shegnis.
Ade Shegnis, interesting. Is that Ade and Shegun combined or what? All right, so the phone gallery is trying to open. It's taking a while. Well,
Yes, you can just I don't hear Shegun.
Ade or Shegun, okay, makes sense. All right, so I'll just move on while that is going on. So I'm changing. So like I said, if you want to get the fonts, once you put the link at the top of your page, you will need internet for it to work. So it's connected to the Font Awesome now, and then any fonts you need, you just call it FA. FA stands for Font Awesome. FA, and the name of the icon you need. Say for example, user. When I do FA user, for example, and I go back to my work and I refresh, I should get something like an icon that represents a user. So it's trying to load. Then I should see it soon. So I'm gonna use FA user, FA bill. Okay, so can you see this? Can everybody see this icon?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how to use it.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if you come to their site too, I don't know why it's taking forever to open. But if you go to their site, Font Awesome icon, you will see a list of all their icons, and then one of them is so one of them is, why is it duplicating really? FA icon user. Let's see, inspect. So this is it here. And then why is it duplicated? Something didn't close. Okay, something didn't close actually. That guy didn't close, that's why. All right, so I'm going to change that user to bar or dashboard or something. So when I change it to bar, let's see what we have. We have too many bells. FA bar.
Hope it's not from the link.
No, it's not from the link. It's the closing tags. They didn't close very well.
Okay.
All right, so let me try dashboard. Okay, so we have the icon except for the image, right? Except for the image. So let me style it together now. So when I inspect my elements, if you can see my screen, if I'm not too fast for, if you can see my screen, this is the main div, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
This is the main view. This is the row 1 that we are inside. And inside row 1, we have the Gmail, the images, the icon for the dashboard, and then the bell, right? So if I go to this LI, I can easily style it and say LI, but not just all LIs. So look at the cascading, because CSS is called cascading style sheet. So that means that if I just apply my style to this LI, it's going to affect all LIs on the entire project. And that's not what I want. I want to only style the LI inside the UL, inside the row 1. I'm not applying it to all LI. So I have to do the cascading thing by saying I need only the row 1. So now I'm addressing only the LI inside the UL, inside row 1. And the hash behind this row 1 is referring to ID. That's how you refer to ID. If it were to be a class, I will use a dot. Do we understand that? Hello, everybody there? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well,
Yes, we're here.
Yeah, great. So the difference between
We are here.
We are here.
Yes. So the way you reference classes in your styling is a dot, and the way you reference IDs is by hash. So now I'm referencing my row 1 ULLI. If this meeting goes off at any point in time, just click on the link again to reconnect. All right, just mention that. So I'm going to call it. List style type. Look at it. So I'm going to apply display. Display is inline block, because by default, if you look at something, when I mouse over, before I apply this display, let me just mouse over each of the LIs. If I mouse over the Gmail, for example, see that blue line that is going across the screen.
okay.
That blue line says that it says that by default the display is blocked, so it's filling the entire screen. It's not allowing anybody to stay beside it. So by changing that display to inline block, you can see everybody now becomes a straight line. Did you see that?
All right.
Yeah. And then the next thing I want to do is to space them out. Usually to space stuff, I'll just just to space stuff, I'll just apply padding. I'm going to apply the padding.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Getting it too.
You're not getting it. Yeah, I will need to mute some people now.
Yes, sir.
The person that just came in is Zad. All right, so Zad has been muted.
Don't cast now.
Yeah, please mute.
Stanley also has been muted.
Yeah,
so Stanley and Zad, they were making noise, they've been muted. All right, so someone said he didn't understand. Is it the padding or the display block? Hello, the person that said he didn't understand.
Like the person that asked the question, you've already muted him.
Oh, okay. Who is the person now? I was hearing some noise in the background. So let me unmute. Stanley, okay. There is this noise in Stanley's room or Stanley's house. I don't understand. So I'm unmuting Stanley now. You guys refuse to even unmute. I've clicked unmute. You guys refuse to unmute. Anyway.
I don't understand.
Okay, okay, yeah, Stanley. He said you don't understand.
I don't understand. Sorry about that.
I don't understand too why there is this huge noise coming from your direction. All right, so can you ask your question, Stanley, please?
Okay, where I'm having issues now is this particular place you just came in now. This CSS, this particular CSS, I don't really understand.
Okay, let me explain the concept of. Let me explain CSS again, right? CSS is what you use in styling your pages, right? And then there are different ways of styling your tags. So it's either you are referencing your tags by using the tag name himself, like H1, like P, like, so this is how you style. So there is the property there is the selector rather. The selector is the item you want to style. So for example, if you want to style an H1, you will mention the H1 tag and then you write your style inside, a curly brace like that, and then you say the style you want to apply. Are you there, Stanley?
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So apart from using the direct HTML tags like this, there are also two other ways. They call it classes and IDs. So what if I want to style all my P's across, sorry, not all my P's, because whatever I apply now to H1 is going to affect all H1 on my page. But what if I don't want to apply my text align center to all H1s? I just want it to some, maybe like 2-3 H1s, right? So let me give an example. So let's say, for example, on this page now, just a diversion now, just a diversion. Let me just explain quickly the concept of what we're saying now. So I have an H1 here called heading 1, and then I'll just duplicate, right? So I have heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all H1s, right? If I refresh, I will get this, right? But now, if I apply my style to this, let me put the style at the top here so that we all see it together. So I want to apply style to H1, and I say my H1 should be, say, color red, and I refresh. All my H1 will respond because the tag H1 is what I am styling. All of them will be color red, right? So that's the first way of styling your work, by using the tag itself. So you can style a P tag, an H1, a div, a body, anything, any tag at all, as long as it's a valid HTML tag. But what if I don't want to style all H1s? I want to style just heading 1 and heading 2, and I want to make the rest red, but just heading 1 and 2 yellow. Then that now introduces what we call classes. So classes means that you can start differentiating your work by saying, okay, H1, this one is called the yellow H1, right? And then the difference between ID and classes is that you can reuse classes. So I can call two different, this H1 class yellow, another H1 class yellow, meaning that they're now sharing the same class. And then meaning that I can now say H1 dot. So a class is referenced by a dot. So I'm now identifying that all H1s that have class yellow, those are the ones that should be color yellow. Now I've been able to isolate 2 of them with this class name, because I've just given them class yellow, and I've referenced them this way, and I've said only those with class yellow should be color yellow. If I refresh now, do you see what happened? Yeah, so that's the concept of classes. Then what if you want to isolate just a single item on the page? Then you use an ID. If you want to isolate just a single element on the page, then use an ID. So I can call this ID, say, blue. So meaning that I can also say H1, then if it's an ID that you are using, then the ID should be an hash. And then, so now I'm referencing the H1 with the ID blue, right? And I can say that guy should be blue. Now if I refresh, I get that. So do you understand now?
Yeah, I understand.
So that's what we said. So if this is clear enough, then back to where we started from. So I was trying to say that, let me refresh again. So back to this guy. I was saying that we want to style all this L1, 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 L1. I'm getting an echo of myself in somebody's laptop. How do I tamper with that? So there's someone probably listening to me on 2 devices, and then I hope it's not Kingsley. Hello? Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Kingsley that was
I can hear you, sir.
using 2 devices. All right, so so back to what I was saying. So we're trying to get these Gmail images, these 2 icons, and then I think let me just grab an image and put it on the page. Yeah, let's put this young man here. I'll just drag him over to my work. Okay, the guy even got it as an image. Oh, interesting. So he copied all of this as an image. So I'm going to have to grab all this stuff from Jamil's work and take it to our project so that we can review them. Even though that stuff is not supposed to be an image, it's supposed to be an icon. So let's get back to corrections. Okay, so this is where I'm currently typing my work. I'm going to just paste all the assets that we need, right? So now this passport is Jamius's image, so I'm going to have to use it down here as our own passport. Passport dot what's it called? Is it PNG? JPG. Okay, JPG, right? So if I refresh now, we have all the things we need. So we have the Gmail, the images, the icon here, and the icon here, and this guy. So I now say we want to style this. To style this, where Stanley asked the question, to style this, we want to style all the LI at once, but not just not all LIs on the page, only LIs inside row 1, because we are currently inside row 1. I explained the concept of imagining your work in boxes like this, and I said currently we are dealing with this row 1, and the items inside row 1 are these guys, right? So styling the guys inside row 1 means that I can come to this area. Look at I'm currently inside my dev tools. And like I told you in the class on Saturday, I said I love playing around with my dev tools first before I even go and now paste the code in my work. So the dev tools will allow you to see what you're doing in real time. So in these dev tools, I can come to the left-hand side, see this plus sign here. Once you click on any item in your work and you click on this plus sign, it will activate your CSS immediately. When I click on this, you can see it gave me this LI. But this LI is not what I want. I want an LI that is inside the UL, that is inside the row 1.
Click on.
Yeah, someone saying something? Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, it said, what did you click on?
What did I click on? The plus sign here. Can you see my mouse?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so anytime you click on that plus sign, it will trigger any item that is currently selected in your HTML work. So you can now edit it to add to it, because right now when you click on it, when I clicked on it, it gave me just the LI, but it's not only LI I needed. So look at down here too. Look at down here. You can see it's a kind of a tree. Your HTML structure, there is HTML. So the body is inside the HTML. Or let me start from the end. The LI is inside the UL. The UL is inside the div. The div is inside row 1, div row 1, and then this row 1 is inside the main. And then this main is inside the body, and this body is inside the HTML. So with this now, you can know how the tree is, or how to reference your whatever you want to style. You can know how to reference it. Stanley, do you understand? Stanley, do you understand? Yeah, you can ask your question.
I don't understand, though.
Asking question.
Yeah, Stanley said he can't understand. Hello, Stanley.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, you can say whenever we want to style. You say whenever we want to tap, it's press the plus button.
Yes. Yes, you click on the plus button. Yes, continue. Okay, there's a chat box. Somebody is writing in the chat
click on the plus button.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Unmute you. Okay. Someone needs to be. Yeah, I'm listening to you, Stanley. I'm listening to you, but your voice is going and coming and disappearing. Okay, Kingsley, you are on. Yeah, Stanley, I'm listening to you. I said, let me repeat what I said. I said if you want to start styling, right, you should click on this plus button, just for you to be able to experiment with your code within this dev tool. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. You can start without this dev tool. I'm just saying that for you to see in real time what you're doing, then you can use this dev tool. And how to activate your CSS area here is to click on this plus sign. Let me click on it again. Let me refresh, and then my dev tool is gone. I will right click on any of my item, inspect. It will bring up my dev tool. After bringing up my dev tool, I will click on the thing I want to style. For example, I want to style this LI, all the LIs. After selecting the LIs, I will go to the right and click on this plus sign. So watch this area. As I click on the plus sign, watch what will appear here. I'll click on the plus sign, and then you can see it. That just inserted for me the LI, because LI is the currently selected item. Is that clear, Stanley, now?
Yes.
Okay, because I'll be doing that a lot in this class. I think we have just about 15 minutes to wrap up. So I'll be doing that a lot. So let me move on now. So I said I want to style all my LIs, right? So now LI is active, but I don't want to style all the LIs, but the LIs inside the UL and inside row 1. I think you will get it. Let me just. So now, the first property we want to apply is that our LIs by default, see the blue line, when I mouse over my LI, the blue line tells me that the display is blocked, so it's filling the entire screen. That's why everybody is on a single line all by itself. But I need them to be on a straight line, not single line all by themselves like that. So to do that, I will change the display from block to inline block. And once I do that to inline block, you can see everybody has now aligned themselves on a straight line. That's the first thing. Then the next thing I want to do is to space them out, like give them space in between each other so that they're not so tight together. And that's padding, right? So I can say something like padding right, because I want to space them on the right, padding right, and then I can start from 0 and just move gently and see the space move. Can we all see that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I think that's enough space to the right. So once you're satisfied with what you've done, you just copy this style, because now I like what I've done. I copy this style, go to my work, and then create a style area where I'll be pasting them, a style tag, and then I can drop it there. So now I've styled my LIs in my UL in my row 1 only. Then we are not done, because we need this whole thing to move to the right. It's not on the left, it's on the right. So the next thing we want to do is to go back again, and then see this entire row 1, I can just align it to the right. The entire row 1 is the container for, if you remember, let me bring up that if you're not getting it, don't be shy, or don't feel like, okay, you are dragging over. Just tell me, sorry, I can't get this part, explain this part again. That's why you are here for this correction. So currently we are inside this row 1, and then we need to align the entire, yes, go ahead. Somebody wants to say something, go ahead. Anybody saying anything?
Okay, so let me come in. I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
The dev what's it called now?
The dev tool.
That stuff. Yeah, the dev tool. How do you separate it from the page?
Okay, your own is
when I
attached to the
open
page.
mine,
Yes.
exactly.
So you see these 3 dots at the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, you click on it. If you open up the dock side, you see all these options. So your current status is dock to bottom, this third call. So you click on the first one, you should undock it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can now control it. You can now resize it the way you want, so that it's not reducing the size.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, so that's any other person. So let me move on because of time. We have about 10 minutes to wrap up. Yeah. So so now we want to align everything to the right. So I'll just go to my row 1, this main container, this container row 1. Oh, my clients, sorry, they're just sending messages. Yeah, so row 1 needs to align the content of entire row 1 to the right. So I'll just do test align right, and then everybody pushes to the right like that. I like what I've done. I'll copy that code, go to my work, dump it there. So now I've aligned the content of row 1 to the right, and then I've made all our LIs, display line block, pattern right 16. Then the next thing we want to do is to reduce this guy. We don't need him this big. We need him to be in a circle, and we need him to be very small. So I'm going to go back to, you can see I always right click and inspect on the item I want to style currently. So I mouse over the image itself, right click on him, inspect right there and then, so that by the time my dev tool shows up, that image or whatever I right clicked on is what will be highlighted for me, right? So once that is done, I'll click on the plus sign again to activate the tag. But don't forget that I'm always styling the item inside row 1. I don't want it to affect all my IMGs. So I always add row 1 as a separator for it, like it's all images inside row 1, not just all images on my entire project. So I'm going to do width. The width should be like 50 pixels, so it's very small. Can you all see that? So I think it's even too big, self. I need it like this small. Yes, like this. Yeah. So now that's small. I need to be in a circle. So I'll just do border radius. Border radius 50%. Like 50%. But because the guy is the image itself is portrait kind of, so that's why it's not a perfect circle. So I can give it a width of say Okay, I've given it a width already. I'll just give it an height of 32. So it makes it a perfect circle. And then the next thing I want to do, which I'm okay with the image right now, so I'm just going to copy my code and then dump it in my work so that I don't lose it. Because whatever you're doing in this dev tool is temporary. Once you refresh, it's gone. So you need to copy it out and put it in your project, else you will lose it once you refresh. So we are there. So we just need to align this thing to the center of this guy. So I'm going to go back to my row 1, and then I'll do a vertical align to the middle. Okay, that's not even answering. So what I can do is on the LI themselves, let's see if I can do a vertical align on this one. And then see if they move. Okay, this one's move middle. Okay. So you can see it aligned to the middle of the image.
Wow, wow, wow.
Do you see that?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so it's apply on the LI. So I will copy that part alone because that's the only thing I changed there. I'll put it on my LI. So we are done with the first one except the color of the text themselves. So I will pull up my image to see what they look like. They're like not so perfect black, but
gray,
something like a light gray or something. Yeah. So to pick the exact color, like I told you before, I'll just open it up in my Photoshop, and then I can kind of zoom in on the gray. I'll just zoom in and then pick that color exactly. So I have that color perfectly. So I'll pick on this is the gray color, I guess. Pick that.
Yeah.
This is my color picker. And then it's 737373. Everybody following?
Yes.
Everybody following? Am I missing anybody? Okay, so back to I've picked the color, so I'm going to go back to our work. And then for the color of all our LIs, I also had the color now. So the color is 73773.
Yes.
All right, so you can see the gray applied now. So that's the kind of gray we have. So I'm going to copy that again and put it in my part of my work. Right, so we have that. So we are getting there. So row 1 is done. So we are good with row 1 now. So if you compare what we have, this is the original thing. But these icons, we need to still look for them exactly. I told you they are icons, so I guess the image should have, the site should have opened by now. If not, I'll just refresh again. So we want to see all the icons so that we can pick that particular icon. So in the absence of that, let's go to row 2 because of time. So row 2 says that we should have the image at the center and all this stuff here. So I'll just quickly do the typing. Let me just type it out. So we have here in row 2, the first thing we have, let me reduce the stuff so I can type together with it. So in the row 2, the first thing we have there is the image, which is the Google image itself. I don't know the name, so I'll just quickly check the name here in our project correction. The name is google.png, right? So we have google.png, and then the next thing we have is the input box down here where they can type and the icon. So